Alright guys, it's about 1:15 in the morning. Got a little bit of a late start on the heat treating process for Pat's knife, but it was definitely worth the wait. Just finished up the second tempering cycle. Did 2 cycles at 400 degrees, the first one for an hour and a half, and the second one for right about an hour or a little bit more. And just pulled it out of the tempering oven. And that's what we got here. Still got quite a bit of scale left on the blade, some burnt on oil. All that's going to polish off. We did get some interesting colors from the Parks, is what I'm assuming that is. Got kind of some deep blues and purples there. You can also see the typical straw color that I would normally expect from a 400 degree temper. Which is what I normally have on my knife blades. Go ahead and flip that around. And pretty much the same thing on both sides. But we're going to leave that here to cool. Going to call it a night. But I think we're definitely making some great progress on Pat's knife. The heat treating is now done. The next step of the process will simply be to grind all of the scale and oxidation off down to the final finish. I may end up thinning down this full flat ground portion just a little bit more, just to improve the edge geometry a little bit, as well as maybe the handle portion as well. As you can see, we have started the bevel for the pry bar portion, so that's coming along nicely. As for these kind of oddly set holes, I was kind of playing with a couple different positions for that middle pin. The first one I thought I would space right between the lanyard hole and the first pin, but after giving it some consideration, I think it'll look a little bit nicer if I kind of center it on that lower half of the handle there. So that's probably where the pin's going to go. The handle will obviously cover that other hole and just give it a little bit more grab with the epoxy. But we're definitely coming along very well. I'm very excited about this knife. It's definitely one of the nicest I've done up to this point. And as long as I could keep it together on the finishing process and getting the edge on there, there really shouldn't be any trouble finishing this blade. And the next update I give on this knife will probably be post-finishing, at least after the oxidation and scale has been removed. I'll probably have a rough edge on it as well, just to do some testing, make sure I'm satisfied with the heat treat. And then after that, I'll go ahead and stick the handles on, get those shaped, and put the final finish on the knife in general, along with my maker's mark. And I believe that Pat wanted his nickname etched onto the blade as well, so I'm going to try to accommodate that for him. And then after that, it's simply a matter of finishing the Kydex sheath. Definitely have a lot of new ideas for that, which I'm excited about trying. And at that point, the knife should pretty much be completed, ready to ship out. And I'll be ready to start some new projects, and maybe even make a couple more of these in the near future, because I'm really liking how this is coming out so far. I'm definitely excited to give it a little bit of a stress test, chop through some 2x4s, and do some cut tests and this and that. See how that Parks 50 worked out, as well as the blade geometry with this full flat ground. This is actually my first full flat grind on a knife. And I'm very pleased with how it's come out so far. I think I'm definitely going to start moving that direction on future blades. If not a full flat grind, at least a partial flat grind or a type of saber grind, as I really like how that's coming out. And I'm only going to get better from here, so I'm very excited about that. But we're going to call this an update for Pat's knife, post-heat treat, post-tempering. Ready to finish, ready to get an edge on, and see how that Parks 50 worked out for us. So definitely stay tuned for that video. I'm hoping to do some more work on this knife tomorrow evening, if at all possible. I really want to finish this entire knife before I start my new job, which will probably be around the 31st of January, if not a little bit after that. Hopefully it's finished well before then. I know we are getting down to about a week left of this month. I really would like to finish this within the next couple days, but we'll see what happens. Things always come up, and plans get pushed to the back. So really trying my hardest to finish this, though, and I'm very pleased with progress thus far. I think Pat is really going to like this knife, and I may even have a little bit of trouble letting go of it. So stay tuned for the updates. Plenty more to come. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.